Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I am your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. I'm also registered legal document assistant LDA based in the greater Los Angeles area. It's Mediation Mondays, and we talk about mediation on Monday, right? So what do you do if you want to mediate, but your co-parent, your soon-to-be ex, does not want to mediate? It isn't impossible. It really isn't. And sometimes people need to get used to the idea, and they also need to have some ownership and agency over who the mediator pick is. So let's dive into it. So sometimes people are hesitant about mediation because they do not understand what it is. They don't understand. So your job as the divorcing spouse is to encourage them. You have to act like an internet marketer, right? You're a marketer, you're a salesperson, you are selling them on mediation. So you need to sell this on the idea. You need to highlight those benefits. What's in it for them? You can also tell them what's in it for you, right? But what's in it for them? It's cheaper. It's faster. It's more private than going to court, because anyone can walk into a courthouse and go through security and sit in the back of the courtroom without having a court date. And they can hear everything. Do you want that? Does your soon-to-be ex want that? Do they want you to expose everything so that anyone can hear? Probably not, right? Okay, so emphasize that fact. Remind them that mediation is neutral. This is not a judge. This is not an arbitrator. A mediator does not, will not, cannot decide for you. This person is neutral. They work for both of you in the sense that their job is to help you both reach an agreement, and they act like a referee and a translator. So they're calling fouls, right? Okay, nope, that's not what we do. Nope, that's not okay. But they're also translating because they don't have the years of baggage of all of the hurt feelings from that other person, from that relationship. They're reading body language, they're reading tone, they're hearing what's being said, they're analyzing those proposals, and then they're translating the intent. And what I tend to do is, when this happens in my mediations, I'll say, actually, I don't think that's what they were saying. This is what I think they meant. Am I correct? And the other spouse will usually, I actually haven't heard anyone say, no, you're not correct. Usually that spouse will say, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. And so the other spouse who's receiving this information can go, oh, okay, now let me look at this information, right? So this mediator really helps you with your communication. They cannot be manipulated, right? If they're afraid that mediation is just going to manipulate them, remember and remind them that they have a say in the process. So if you happen to be the spouse that is nervous about mediation, think hard about that. Is your soon-to-be ex saying, I want this mediator and this mediator only? Or my friend down the street can mediate? Or how about my pastor? You know what? Our friend, our mutual friend, well, actually they're my friend, the lawyer who has no mediation experience, can mediate for us because they're totally neutral. No. When someone is worried about mediation, you want to reassure them that they have a say in the process. You find some mediators, let them find some mediators and pick between them. Interview the mediators, right? Have some agency and control of the process. Agree on the mediator. Not every mediator is right for every couple. So if they still refuse to mediate, I'm not going to mediate. It's not mandatory in all cases. Now, in California, if you can agree on what your parenting plan should be for your child and you have to go to court, then that court mediation is mandatory. It's not usually very good. It's true. I actually have got some documents here from an LCSW. This is the person who at the court was in the role of mediator, not a mediator. Okay? It would really behoove you, if you're forced to mediate in terms of child issues, to do private mediation as opposed to I'm forced because I really want to see the judge, but I have to go through this mediator. And they're not actually a mediator. Don't do that. Don't do that. If I'm not clear on what I'm meaning, go ahead and type a comment. That way I can try to make things more clear. But for the most part, mediation is not mandatory. What you can do, though, is you can still get clear on your goals and your priorities. You want to settle this divorce. You want a certain division of assets. You want to see the parenting plan go a certain way. Get really clear on your own goals. They're playing their own game over here. They want to go to court. They want to do this. They want to squeeze blood from a rock. They want to tire you out and exhaust your finances. Get clear on your goals. What can you do? You can work with a mediator alone to help you come up with a parenting plan, to help you think about the division of assets. And to that point, if you have a lot of assets to divide, this is also a good time to work with a financial professional on your own. Now, financial professionals can work as neutrals, but if your spouse is like, I don't want to do that, you can work with them on your own, and they can work on your side alone and be more of an advocate for you. But this is how you get prepared. And the more prepared you are, right, the less intimidated you can be, the less your spouse is going to try to intimidate you, as you're going to see it's not going to work. And it's very likely that they'll be like, oh, yeah, let's go ahead and mediate this because I don't think this is going to go my way in court. And then the power has shifted to you. You also want to demonstrate good faith efforts. Just because they're going low doesn't mean you go low too. You go high. You go high. This is about you and your behavior and your ability to live with yourself after this divorce. And also, it's about what you can show the court. If you're married to somebody who's really difficult, you know that they put on a public face. They put this public face on, and it's like, look at how awesome I am. And you are behind the scenes going, this is some BS. I wish somebody was in my house to see what's happening, to see all the things that they've said to me, all the things that they've done, all the stuff they talk about behind people's backs. I wish they could see that. You can do that too, right? Like, you can put on a good face for the court too. You can make good faith efforts. You can make settlement proposals. You can do that so that you can prove that to the court, right? So you want to document these proposals you're making. Don't send them in a text. Don't offer a proposal verbally. Put it in writing. Email it. Okay? If they have a lawyer, send it to their lawyer. Have your lawyer send it to their lawyer. Hopefully you don't have lawyers. But document it because it shows that this person, you, are trying to settle this divorce as amicably as possible. You are making proposals. You are making good faith efforts, and they are stonewalling you. So document that, because when it comes time, that day comes where you have to go before the judge and you have to have that perfect public face on, you can put that perfect public face on and then pull out all these documents. Be like, and bam. These are all the things I've done, Your Honor, to prove, to try to settle this, to try to keep us off of your court calendar, to try to resolve these issues, and my spouse has refused. All of them will not negotiate with me. It won't look good for them. It won't look good for them. Can also consider conflict coaching. It's really important to evaluate how your behavior is impacting them. You cannot control their behavior, but you have to think about, what can I control? What can I control? The only thing you can control is you. Only thing you can control is you. So you might not be ready right at the beginning, but I'm planting the seed in your head that conflict coaching, while it can be uncomfortable because it's focused on you, can make a world of difference. Because what will happen is, over time, your spouse will begin to mirror your behavior, and your approaches to conflict will have the impact of de-escalating the conflict. And pretty soon there's nothing else to fight about. And, you stop being their target of blame. So please consider that. Conflict coaching can really help you evaluate your own behavior. And the added benefit is, while we're breathing, we're going to continue to have conflict, whether we like it or not. So it's how you manage conflict. So you can learn valuable skills about how to manage conflict going forward. Not just with this difficult person you might be divorcing, but going forward with all the other people in your life, right? It's focused on you. And then don't forget your children. Focus on their well-being too. When you're going through a divorce, you are not at your best. You're not 100%. And if you have had a particularly bad day with your soon-to-be ex, or if you had to go to court and it didn't go, you're going to need some people around you so that when you are falling apart, somebody can care for your children. but focus on their needs and really think about things from their perspective. And while we're at it, it's not just, I don't want them with their other parent. Their other parent is emotionally abusive. Their other parent is this, or they're that, or they're not paying attention to these needs. And you know this because you've been doing all the work. That's fine. But you have to couch your arguments and your proposals in the language that it's not about you. The conflict coaching is about you, but this parenting plan is not about you. It's about your kids. So if you're concerned about your soon-to-be ex and their ability to parent, you have to make those proposals so that they are crafted, so that it's really highlighted that this is in the best interest of the children. It's not in the best interest of me. I'm not thinking about me. I'm thinking about the kids. This is in their best interest. And this is why it is in this their best interest. That's really important. That is what the court is going to want to see. And when parents claim to love their children and then you turn things around, you become a spin master where you spin it around. They're trying to spin it and be like, this is all about you, but you're spinning it around going, actually, I got a call from the teacher. Actually, they have anxiety when it comes to this type of homework and they need X, Y, and Z support. They're caught by their own words. And how can they not act? How can they not respond to go, oh, I'm telling everyone I love my children and I'm the best parent in the world and they have this particular need. And if I continue to ignore it, I will look bad. If you begin to really think about what your kid needs, then that will really help you. And your kid still needs both people in their lives. Doesn't have to be straight 50-50, but they need both parents. They're from both of you, and your soon-to-be ex is not all bad, not all evil. There is something good inside of them that attracted you in the first place, and some of that good is inside your child too. So find that and magnify it. So you have options. Even if your soon-to-be ex does not want to mediate, don't worry, you have options. You can try to convince them to mediate. And if they don't, you can work on yourself. You can do some conflict coaching. You can prepare proposals and send it to them. You can think about your parenting plan and really couch that language so that it really is plain to see that this is in the best interest of your child. You will be surprised at how much more powerful you feel when you take control of yourself, and instead of being in the washing machine on the spin cycle, you stop things and go, I'm in control. This is what I'm going to do. It is going to make a huge difference, and it's going to stop the conflict, and it's going to end the divorce. Okay, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe, or if you know someone that could benefit from this content, be a good friend and share it with them. Have a great week.